Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I will tell you a powerful and emotional love story. Please listen carefully and repeat after me. This story will help you improve your English speaking through shadowing. It is a story of two people. One has everything and one has nothing. But still, their hearts find each other. The story asks one big question: what is more important, love or money? Let's begin now. The city is full of bright lights, busy streets, and people chasing dreams. Some people are born rich, some are born into struggle. But sometimes, two very different lives meet, and something beautiful begins. This is the story of Emily, a girl who works hard every day to survive, and David, a boy who has wealth but no peace. They are from two different worlds, but their hearts speak the same language. Emily is 22 years old. She works at a small cafe in the city. She is polite, kind, and full of life, but behind her smile there is a long, painful story. Emily lives with her sick mother and her younger brother Jacob. Her house is very small. It has only 2 rooms. The roof leaks during rain. The kitchen is dark, but it is home. Emily keeps it clean and warm. Emily's father was a kind man. He worked as a mechanic. He did not earn much, but he always brought sweets for Emily and Jacob. One night, when Emily was only 12, her father had chest pain. There was no money for a good hospital. He died on the way. That night changed Emily's world. Her mother cried every day. She lost her voice for weeks. Emily dropped out of school and became the mother of the house. Her mother, once cheerful and strong, became weak and sick. She had asthma and could not breathe well. Jacob was just a child. Emily cooked, cleaned, and worked part-time jobs. She sold vegetables in the morning and cleaned offices in the evening. Then one day she got a job at a cafe. It was not a fancy place, but it was steady. She worked 10 hours every day, and she smiled for every customer, even when her stomach was empty. But Emily had another pain. Her mother's family never helped. They said, "You are a burden. You should send your mother to a government hospital." Emily refused. She said, "Family is not a burden. Family is love." She stayed strong, but it was hard. Some nights she cried while washing dishes. She prayed silently, "God, please help me." On the other side of the city, David lived in a world of gold and glass. His house had marble floors, big chandeliers, and expensive paintings. But it was cold. His father was a famous businessman. Everyone respected him, but at home he was angry and distant. David's mother was quiet and always busy with parties or traveling. They had money, but not peace. David's father never praised him. "You are weak," he often said. "You will never be like me." He always wanted David to take over the business. But David loved writing, music, and people. He didn't want to live in a world of fake smiles. His parents always fought. They shouted about business, money, and power. At night, David often sat in his big room alone, thinking, "Why do I feel so empty?" One day, after a fight with his father, David left the house and walked around the city. He found a small cafe near the market. It was quiet and peaceful. That's where he saw Emily. She was busy cleaning a table. She looked tired, but her eyes were kind. He ordered a coffee. Emily smiled and said, "Coming right up, sir." Her voice was soft and real. For the first time, David felt something different. He came again the next day, and again the day after that. Emily was confused. "Why does this rich boy come here?" she thought. But slowly they started talking. David told her, "I'm David. I like coming here. It feels real." Emily said, "I'm Emily. I work here to take care of my family." David began to ask more. Emily told him about her mother's sickness, her father's death, and her dreams. David listened. something his own parents never did. Emily started liking David, but she was scared. She said, "You are rich. I am poor. Your world is different." David said, "I don't care about money. I care about truth." But Emily knew the truth of poverty. Her brother needed school fees. Her mother needed medicines. Every rupee mattered. She sometimes skipped meals so her brother could eat. One day, David saw her crying behind the cafe. He asked, "What happened?" Emily said, "We got a notice. If we don't pay the rent, we will be thrown out." David offered help, but Emily said, "No. I don't want charity. I want to stand on my own." David said, "Then let's stand together." David began helping at the cafe secretly. He cleaned dishes and wiped tables when the manager was not looking. He wanted to understand her world. Slowly, their bond grew stronger. But trouble also came. David's father found out. He was furious. "You are helping a poor girl? Have you lost your mind?" David said, "She is more human than you ever were." His father shouted, "If you keep seeing her, I will remove your name from my will." David said, "Do it. I don't want your money." His mother came crying. "David, please, what will society say?" David replied, "Let them talk. I want peace, not pressure." At the same time, Emily's mother was also afraid. She said, "Rich people break hearts. They don't marry poor girls." Emily said, "But he is different." Her mother cried, "What if he leaves you? What if his family hurts you?" Emily said, "Then I will survive, like I always have." One evening, David said, "Emily, let's start a life together." Emily asked, "Without your father's money?" David said, "Yes, with your strength." They took a big step. They left the cafe and started their own small tea cart. They called it Cup of Courage. David made the tea. Emily served with a smile. People started coming every day. The tea was good, but the story was better. A rich boy and a poor girl building a life together. After 1 year, they saved enough to open a small cafe. They named it Hope and Heart. It became a place for everyone, rich or poor. One day, David's mother came to the cafe. She looked around and said, "You made this?" David nodded. She looked at Emily and said, "Thank you for loving my son when we didn't." Emily smiled and said, "Love is not about money, it's about respect." Emily's brother Jacob got into a good school. Her mother's health got better. David's relationship with his mother improved. Even his father, after 2 years, came silently one day, bought tea and left without saying a word. But his eyes said enough. There was no anger anymore, only quiet respect and a little pride. As the sun set that evening, Emily and David stood outside their cafe. The small sign, Hope and Heart, shined under the golden light. Customers laughed inside. The smell of tea and fresh bread filled the air. Emily looked at David and said, "Can you believe this is our life now?" David smiled and replied, "I can, because we made it. Together." They held hands, not rich hands or poor hands, just hands full of love, strength, and memories. Their story was not a fairy tale, it was real. It had pain, sacrifice, and long nights of doubt. But they proved something powerful. True love doesn't ask for gold, it asks for courage. True success isn't counted in money, it's counted in moments of truth. And so they built more than just a cafe. They built a home for broken dreams, for second chances, and for anyone who ever believed that love is greater than fear. This was the story of Emily and David. They came from different worlds, but they found one heart. Their love was not perfect, but it was honest. So if you ever feel small, poor, or lost, remember, love can rebuild what money can never buy. Thank you for listening. Keep practicing. Keep speaking. keep believing. See you in the next story. Take care and keep choosing love over money.